Does The Rock say he's clean?
He has implied it pretty heavily, but he also doesn't end up in scenarios.
Does a stone say he's perfect? He has suggested it pretty vigorously, yet he additionally doesn't wind up in situations where he gets ass point clear. The stone ought to confess, all right now, you ought to make a video, when you see the stone and he's remaining there with his shirt off with his shorts on. There's not a man alive, doesn't have any desire to be fabricated like that. They all need to be constructed that way, so in the event that he's letting you know that he's not effectively hey, you take a gander at his build in the beginning of the W-double. You gracious nothing tantamount in examination. No doubt we should go to like the beginning of the stone. He was like extremely athletic, extraordinary hereditary qualities, enormous solid person. Definitely, yet he seemed as though he looks now, the mass and the striations and the vascularity. I want to converse with you. In light of the fact that the stone's been lying today, we have some hot dramatization in the realm of amusement and sports. You will have a hard time believing what's been going down between two heavyweights, Dwayne "the Stone" Johnson and Joe Rogan. As of late, Joe made a few striking cases about the stone's constitution, indicating that he may be utilizing steroids to remain in shape, yet hang on close. On the grounds that the stone isn't trifling with this, he's terminating back for areas of strength for certain of his own, and things are getting really warmed. Lock in, hit that buy-in button, and we shop. Or jump into this dangerous fight. Remember to crush that like button and offer your contemplations in the remarks underneath now. How about we dive into the subtleties, okay, people? How about we get down to the quick and dirty of this legendary confrontation? So Joe Rogan, the popular digital recording host known for his no-feed mentality, chose to mix the pot by intimating that Dwayne "the Stone" Johnson's stunning build probably won't be all regular. Definitely you heard that right. In one of his new WW recordings, Joe implied that the stone's muscles and mind-boggling gains may be the consequence of some assistance from steroids or execution-improving substances. Hold up, those are a few strong charges to toss at individual's winner. Now you realize the stone never withdraws from a test, and he burned through no time in hitting back at Joe Rogan with a blazing reaction in an extreme video posted on his virtual entertainment feeds. The stone released his rage-hammering Joe for his unmerited cases. The stone's voice blast with crude feeling as he fervently denied truly utilizing any unlawful substances to get in shape. He proceeded to relate his tiring excursion in the realm of wrestling and Hollywood, sharing how he accomplished his famous build through long periods of steady, difficult work, severe eating, less junk food, and thorough instructional meetings. The stone clarified that his prosperity is an aftereffect of discipline, commitment, and sheer assurance, not some easy route through obscure means. With a look of disappointment in his eyes, the stone moved Joe to meet him eye to eye, trying him to tell him directly. You could feel the pressure through the screen as the stone requested a conciliatory sentiment from Joe for scrutinizing his trustworthiness and the penances he's made to arrive at the highest point of media outlets and people. On the off chance that there's one thing we realize about the stone, it's that he's not one to be meddled with. He's an awe-inspiring phenomenon both in the wrestling ring and on the cinema, and he won't allow anybody to discolor his well-deserved standing. So there you have it, an unstable conflict of words between two heavyweight titans in their separate fields. Joe Rogan could have figured he could shake the stone, yet rather he released a monster that is thundering with outrage and assurance to guard his honor. Yet, what did the fans need to say regarding what is going on? The fans have been totally humming with responses to this warmed circumstance. When news broke about Joe Rogan's claims against the stone, web-based entertainment detonated with energetic reactions from the two sides of the wall. On one hand, you had the stone's savagely steadfast fan base coming to his protection with a generous overflow of help. They overwhelmed Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook with hashtags like #West and with the stone and #Nosteroids for the stone, communicating their unflinching confidence in their legend's credibility and devotion to his art. Fans says hard, inspiring accounts of how the stone's persuasive posts and achievement have enlivened them to push harder in their own lives and vocations. In the meantime, Joe Rogan's devotees didn't remain silent either, as safeguarded Joe's on the right track to offer his viewpoints, contending that as a person of note and reporter, he has the opportunity to voice his considerations, paying little mind to how disputable they might be. They encouraged others not to make too much of Joe's comments and saw it as simply a piece of his straightforward style of editorial, as the quarrel escalated a web-based entertainment war emitted between these two enthusiastic fan bases. Images, GIFs, and clever jokes were traded as fans from the two camps exchanged verbal blows. Online, it seemed like everybody had an assessment, and they weren't keeping down. Certain fans took a more unbiased position, empowering the two players to settle on some mutual interest and shut down the show. They expected a compromise between the Tone and Joe Rogan, underscoring that the two of them contribute fundamentally to media outlets and a good goal would help everybody amidst all the turmoil. Different VIPs and well-known people reined in too. Some showed their help for the Stone, cheering his persistent effort and commitment. Others encouraged for a more polite talk, reminding everybody that spreading pessimism just partitions individuals further. Regardless of which side, fans wound up on one thing was sure: this quarrel had enraptured the web-based world like not many others. It turned into a moving subject, igniting banters on syndicated programs and web recordings, and in any event, standing out as truly newsworthy in significant media sources. As time went on, the enthusiasm encompassing the fight progressively cooled off, yet it left an enduring effect on the manner in which fans apparent their number one superstars. It likewise ignited significant conversations about the obligations that accompany being in the public eye, and words can convey critical weight, so whether you're Group the Stone or Group Joe Rogan, one thing's without a doubt: this quarrel was an out-of-control thrill ride of feelings that had fans snared all along, and as we anticipate any further advancements, we can't resist the urge to contemplate whether these two juggernauts will figure out how to call a truce, or then again, assuming their conflict of words will keep on resounding in the amusement world for quite a while to come. And there you have it, Pat. Rents the hazardous dramatization between Dwayne the Stone Johnson and Joe Rogan that had the web in a craze. As this amazing fight keeps on unfurling, we'll be here, keeping you refreshed on every one of the most recent turns of events to remain in the know with all the most recent diversion news and VIP conflicts. Remember to crush that like button. Your help means everything to us and assists our channel with developing, and in the event that you haven't as of now, make a point to hit that buy-in button and turn on the notice chime so you never miss any of our astonishing updates. We have bounty, more delicious substance coming your direction, and you won't have any desire to pass up a great opportunity. Let us in the remarks underneath whose side you're on and your opinion on this serious circumstance. Make sure to keep the conversations deferential and good. After all, we as a whole are here to share our affection for diversion and partake in some typical VIP show. Thank you for going alone G with us today, and until next time.